Being arrested.
For what?
For being in my own home.
Arrested for unlawful eviction.
That is crazy, my guy. This is me. This is also me being beside myself. It's crazy.
Wait, there are landlords in New York City that haven't been arrested yet? That's crazy. Here is me earning street cred and getting arrested because a homeless lady is claiming that she lived in one of my empty apartments that I manage. Look, as a New York City landlord and a property manager, I can tell you this much. The only people the squatters are hurting are the people who's already struggling to get by. Cause a 1-bedroom in a New York City high-rise goes for $5,000 a month. If you're a squatter, you're not gonna have 1 month rent, 1 month deposit, and 1 month agent fee laying around. Even a shitty 1-bedroom apartment in Manhattan goes for $4,320 a month. Times that by 3, that's $13,000, my G. If you live in Manhattan, you don't have a rent or a squatter problem. You have a furnace problem, because your furnace is not burning money fast enough. Only the small landlord living in a 2-family house who's trying to rent out the 2nd floor to help out with the mortgage payment are the one getting screwed. And guess how are they gonna recover the loss? By increasing the rent for the next person. This, on top of all the companies and the external investors buying up New York City real estate because of the low supply and high appreciation, the mortgage far outpaced the rent. You might be thinking, this tall, attractive asshole is just bitching about rich people problem. That's not it. The only people suffering are the ones who are just trying to find a safe investment for their retirement and end up getting screwed over. And also the family who are living paycheck by paycheck already while having to deal with the rent increase. I manage properties for small landlords and I've been so busy, I have to turn people who needs my help down. I get arrested and locked up in a small room anywhere between 1 to 4 days without a phone and get paid $10,000 afterwards. It's like I'm in a Mr. Beast video. But for real, I will bankrupt his ass if I end up in any of the lockup videos. If you're living in New York City and have an asshole tenant or even an asshole landlord, leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to give you some advice. Here are some interesting facts about being a New York City landlord that I have to learn the hard way. If your tenant gets bed bugs for dumpster diving a couch, you have to get an exterminator or else they could sue you for violating the quiet enjoyment of their property. And make sure to file your bed bug report every year. No matter what you put in the lease, you cannot enter the apartment without the tenant's consent. Even if your tenant is spontaneously trying to turn your apartment into a water park, you cannot shut off the water because they could sue you for no water and you might get arrested. Do not call the police. They cannot do anything to help you. They can't enter the apartment either. Everything is a civil matter. I don't care if you're for or against squatters, but if there are water coming from your ceiling in the middle of the night and you can't do anything about it without the possibility of either paying a fine or getting arrested, something is clearly fucked. I like this one the best. If the tenants stop paying rent and their utility bills and the utility company comes and cuts off their gas and electricity, and the temperature outside is below 55 degrees, you will have to pay for all their outstanding utility balance and restore the gas or electricity so they could have heat and continue to pay every single month after that, or else you will definitely get arrested for this one. If you're not getting arrested at least once a year, you either don't have any property or you don't have any tenants. Wait, scratch that. As long as you own property in New York City, even without tenants in them, you will be arrested. It says right here, in the official New York City handbook. Here is me earning street cred and getting arrested because a homeless lady is claiming that she lived in one of my empty apartments that I manage. The old tenant just moved out a couple of weeks ago. She showed up, called the cops, and claimed that she lives there. When the cops arrived, they requested access to the apartment. I refused. Now, the non-New Yorkers who's watching this right now will be like, just let the cop in so they can see the place is completely empty and be done with it. You fucking amateur. That would be like shooting yourself in the foot. Just kidding. This is New York City, baby. You can't afford the bullets. And thinking like that just costs you at least $80,000. Honestly, it might be cheaper to actually lose the foot. Let me tell you, as soon as you give them permission to set foot in the building, the homeless person will refuse to leave, stating that the roommate moved out, but she still lives there and she was subletting from them. So, why is the apartment empty, you might ask? Well, that's because she's a minimalist, you see. She practiced the art of you having nothing. And the cop will now say, she's in the apartment, this is a civil matter and you guys have to work it out in court and just leave, leaving her in your apartment.
He says he signed a lease in October, but wouldn't tell us with who.
Show us the proof. I would like to see it.
He didn't show me a lease.
This is a bill.
He didn't show police a lease either.
The police department doesn't have the lease?
No.
He's got no documentation.
Just bills.
At this point, there's nothing you could do to get her out. she could start redecorating by putting holes in the wall, or spontaneously turn your second floor apartment into a water park and there's nothing you can fucking do about it and you have to deal with that shit all over again. Now, unlike the cops, I have a responsibility to the landlord and also other people who live in the building, some with multiple little kids. If I let her in and she end up hurting someone else who lives in the building, even if the cops arrest her, she will literally be back in the apartment the next day. Again, I have never seen this woman in my life. The best part is, she couldn't come up with a single ounce of evidence to show the cop that she lived in the apartment when the cop asked her for it. The only thing she showed them was a monthly payment of $600 to someone that's not me. And they still arrested me for illegal tenant lockout. So I spent Friday night at the police precinct and was transferred to central booking the next day. And lucky me, the weekend judge didn't feel like showing up for some reason, so I have to spend another night locked up. After getting locked up for 2 days, I finally got a chance to see the DA the next morning. As soon as she saw me, she asked, "Why did you guys take him in? Does he look like a threat to anyone?" In my mind, I knew I was gonna be released. I'm super grateful. But at the same time, this bitch thinks I look like a little bitch. Like, what the fuck? The next time I come back, I'm getting a fucking prison tattoo? While all of that was going through my head, what I said was, "Yo, you just see me at a buffet line." I thought it was funny, but no one laughed. Anyways, I was let out. But they refused to charge my phone, so I can't call Uber home. They also forced my shoes to identify as a flip-flop because they lost my goddamn shoelace. And, just my luck, it happens to be fucking pouring that day. I was forced to walk over half a mile from the courthouse to the subway in the pouring rain. The whole time I was walking, I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna start making changes and I'm never gonna let this shit happen again. That's why I started wearing these Crocs. Look, let me show you. So they cannot lose my fucking shoelaces the next time I get arrested. I also got a tattoo of my homeboy, Gangster. Now we're a threat on and off the buffet line. That's right, bitch. No matter what you do to me, you can never take away my sense of humor. Here's where the story really begins. The city provided her with a fucking team of lawyers free of charge from the Legal Aid Society, paid for mostly by your property tax, of course, while I have to deal with the legal battle by myself that lasted 4 months long. I just want to say, Justin Cope from the Legal Aid Society, in my humble opinion, you are a blackmailing piece of shit. Thank fucking God I recorded all the phone calls. Actually, it's actually because of one of my friends. Because right around this time when all this shit went down, I have this friend who runs a small right to repair YouTube channel. He says to me, "Sunny, the only difference between you and an OnlyFans chick is that both of you are getting fucked constantly, but she's monetizing it and you're not." After thinking about what he said, every time I feel like someone is trying to fuck me, I have my camera out like this. To the 5 lawyers I dealt with at the Legal Aid Society, in my humblest opinion, you should suck my dick from the back so you know what greatness tastes and smells like at the same time. Because all of you went to law school for 7 years just to lose a tenant case in the squatter capital of America to this fucking high school dropout. The law degrees you have hanging on your wall is made out of recycled toilet paper. Anyways, are you guys taking notes? Just to recap, the next time you see a guy wearing Crocs in New York City, it might be a landlord ready to get arrested. And if your broke ass parent doesn't support your dreams, screw them. New York City will support your dreams. If your dream is to live here at someone else's expense for up to 2 years, cause this is where the dream comes true. And if you're having a hard time navigating the city, make sure to pick up an official New York City handbook. You like that? You like that callback? New York City is like a progressive Robin Hood. We're so progressive here, you don't just get Robin Hoods, you get robbed everywhere. Let's not look at this as a squatter problem. Let's look at this as a money problem. I'm gonna use Brooklyn as an example for all the normies out there. The average rent in Brooklyn is about $3,000. Now, currently it takes up to 1.5 years to get a court date and just to start the proceeding, which will take maybe another year to finalize everything. Let's say the judge ordered them to leave after 24 months. It's beyond my wildest dreams. But let's go on Twitter, do a couple of lines of copium, and hallucinate a bit, shall we? That's $3,000 times 24 months comes out to $72,000 a year. Plus a budget lawyer on and off for about a year at $300 an hour, going against their dream team taxpayer-funded lawyers. Bro, you're losing money not giving me $10,000 right now. I don't condone any violence, but if you watch the news today, people are getting killed for way less. The only reason why there aren't as many physical altercations is because the landlord has something to lose. And the city knows this. They know you're just gonna suck it up and not do shit. That's why nothing's gonna change. Anyways, if you have any asshole tenants or asshole landlords in New York City, you can leave a comment down below. I will try my best to help, and each reply will cost you $10,000. That's it. Peace. Invest in New York City real estate. Peace. If you're still here at the very end, I appreciate you. I can only try to make you laugh. I can't make you happy. Shit happens, and it's how we deal with them that defines who we are. So let me show you something real quick.